Hi everyone. Before I begin, I'd like to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land on which we learn and play today. I pay my respects to elder past, present, and emerging, and thank them for their continuing care of this land where children learn and grow. So many people often ask, how do we really understand children as teachers? Well, I believe the best way to answer this is by looking at a few different ideas, some from the past and some from the today. That explains how children grow, learn. Today, I'll be sharing one historical approach from Rousseau, one contemporary approach, play-based learning, two key theories from Paget and Vygotsky, and finally, the two major Australian frameworks, the Early Years Learning Framework and the National Quality Standard. Each of these helps me build my understanding of children and shape the kind of teacher I want to be. Let's start with Rousseau. He lived more than 200 years, but his ideas still sound very modern. According to Erwin, Rousseau believed that children are born naturally good and curious. He thought learning should come from their experiences, not from too much adult control. When I think about this, I picture a child playing outside, touching leaves, asking questions, and exploring freely. That's exactly what Rousseau meant. He wanted learning to be connected to nature and the children's interests. Instead of pushing them, I should create a space for them to explore, discover, and feel confident about their abilities. Now let's move to something very current, play-based learning. This approach is at the heart of early childhood education today. The Department of Education explains that children learn best through play because it helps them explore, imagine, and solve problems. When children build towers with blocks or pretend to run a shop, they are actually learning math, language, and cooperation all at once. I love that because play allows children to experiment safely and express themselves freely. As a teacher, I can get this process not by giving answers, but by asking questions like, what do you think will happen if we add one more block? This kind of learning is active, joyful, and full of discovery. Now let's move to theory, starting with Jean Paget. MacLeod describes Paget's view that children are like little scientists. They learn by doing and thinking. He explained that children go through stages of cognitive development, and each stage has its own way of understanding the world. For example, in the pre-operational stage, children love using imagination, like pretending a banana is a phone. When I see that kind of play, I realize they are not just being silly. They are learning to think and to connect ideas. This helps me plan learning experiences that are hands-on and match their level of thinking. So Peggy reminds me that development takes time and learning works best when children can explore and make sense of things in their own way. Vygotsky believed that learning happens through social interaction. He said that children learn best when they work with others, like teachers, parents, or friends, rather than on their own. He introduced the idea called the zone of proximal development. This means there is a space between what a child can do alone and what they can do with a little help. When teachers or adults give support, this is called scaffolding. It means we gather the child step by step until they can do it independently. For example, when the child is learning to tie their shoes, I might help them the first few times, and soon they can do it by themselves. Now, all the theories and approaches connect beautifully with early years learning framework. The Department of Education states that the updated version 2.0 focuses on three big ideas: belonging, being, and becoming. To me, belonging means making every child free, welcome, and valued. Being means giving them the freedom to enjoy the present. And becoming means supporting them as they grow into competent learners. The EYLF also reminds teachers to build relationships, plan through play, and celebrate children's cultures and strengths. It's not just a policy document, it's a living guide that keeps me grounded in what really matters. Finally, the National Quality Standard, or NQS, ensures that early childhood services in Australia provide quality educational care. ECEC100 explained that the NQS includes 7 quality areas, such as education programs, health and safety, physical environment, and relationships with family. For me, quality area 1 stands out. It focuses on creating programs that are responsive to each child's learning and development. By following the NQS, I can always reflect on my teaching and find ways to improve. It's like a mirror for my practice, reminding me to be thoughtful, responsible, and always child-centered. Thank you for watching.